Quit acting stupid. With
Bobby,
Jamie,
Rudy,
and
Andy.
Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Quit Acting Stupid. I am your host, Jamie Paredes, and joining me as always are my idiot brothers, Bobby, Rudy, and Andy. Say hello, boys.
Hey,
hello,
what's
boys.
up?
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Yes, well, welcome. We are all pretty much dressed in Royals gear. No, am I wrong? I got the ALCS. That's not. Okay, there we go. There we go. We're celebrating a Royals victory. Did you guys watch the game? Were you? Go ahead. What?
I did watch the game. Yes, I was at the Johnny's Tavern in Blue Springs. That's where I found myself. And okay, go ahead. Where were you guys at? Where did you?
I was at work. I logged into my DirecTV account and I had my work on one screen and the game on the other, but it was lagging, so it was kind of tough to watch. But yeah, I had it on while I was working.
Andrew, where were you?
I went to Tanner's right across the street from work over on 39th and Rainbow. I never watched a game there, I don't think. Not anything major, maybe just something when I've gotten dinner there before going to a show or something after work. It's a nice little atmosphere. I figured it wouldn't be too crowded, so it was nice.
I had
a couple friends join me too as well. Sorry.
Because I used to live when I lived on the plaza. That was a stone's throw from my apartment, and I met our cousins JJ and Angela there once for a steak
when
night.
I used to live on the plaza. I lived on the plaza.
What's it like being rich?
Don't tell them that the elevator was always broken and the ceiling would leak. But anyways, nobody needs to know all that. But I've been to that Tanner's before, and we did steak night there and like Burger Monday. So it's a pretty solid place. They got a lot of TVs, a lot of good TVs there. So
yeah,
I'm not a huge
they had
fan. Go ahead.
They had like the doors kind of open, like their garage door type.
Yes.
Which I thought was going to be a great idea getting in there because I just thought, I'm going to be kind of antsy watching this game. I want a nice breeze, and it was freezing the whole time.
Okay, so when you told me you were going there and you invited me to meet you down there, that was a huge draw, was the fact that, oh, yeah, they got those big windows and they'll open them up. Because I want to be outside, but I don't want to be outside.
It always seems perfect when I see that. Like, ooh, a little mixture of both.
Well, Johnny's has a little outside. The one in Blue Springs has a little outside patio thing there, area with TVs. Mm-hmm. It's covered, and but dude, there were flies all around me, and there was at the start of the game there was glare on the TV. So I moved inside where it was absolutely freezing. But other than that, how was the vibe at Johnny's or at Tanner's?
I mean, it's pretty relaxed. It wasn't crazy or anything. A
lot of people.
For that Tanner's, I mean, like I said, I've gone there for dinner a few times, and I've never seen it that packed. But there were open tables, and it's an older crowd. It's the people that are just getting off work. I recognize a few faces in there. From the Med Center, but so it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't super loud and obnoxious or anything.
Jamie, where did you watch it at?
Well, I watched it while Alicia was doing her therapy, her physical therapy and her occupational therapy. I have my laptop because I work while she's doing her therapy because it's during the day. It's from 3 to 5 on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And so I have my laptop with me, and I'm working, and I'm just like, who am I kidding? I just kind of checked out and was watching on my phone. And then, of course, I left my earbuds back at home. And so I kind of had to, it was a mess. But I don't know, watching it out at a bar or something, I'm not huge on that. I mean, I like the environment, but you can hardly ever hear, you can't really hear what the announcer's saying. I can't really get into it like I can if it's me at home or me, something like that. I don't know.
Right. So I was no, you're 100% right. I had like I said, Andrew had mentioned he was going to watch at Tanner's, and I wanted to watch with somebody, with people, I thought at the time. That's what I was thinking. So I met up with a buddy of mine in Independence. That's a long story, but I found myself east of the city. So that's where I thought, okay, let me go to Johnny's. They got a lot of TVs there. But I got in there probably about 30 minutes before the game started, and it was dead. It was dead. But the Tigers game was on, so I, got my food ordered and stuff like that. Started to fill up as the game started, but it was a very old crowd, like you had said, Andrew, at Tanner's. A lot of olds, a lot of blue hairs. So I'm eating, doing whatever. I'm freezing in there. Starts to fill up. So a guy comes. I'm in a booth by myself, and I like to see the. So I'm sitting here. I'm in a booth all by myself, and a guy comes in, sits.
Wrong with that.
He sits in the booth next to me, but doesn't face the same way I'm facing. So now we're facing each other. Does that make sense?
Awkward.
Each booth, that drop sounded longer than normal, but anyway, each booth had its own TV. So I'm just focused on my TV, but this guy and this other, I'm like, dude, you couldn't face the same way. So we're not looking at each other, like face the other way. But he had friends coming. And so we're looking at each other. And as the game goes on, like, he's one of those guys that just knows everything about baseball. Like, and he's dying to talk to somebody. And he and I are looking at each other, and he wants it to be me so bad.
You can't take your eyes off him.
I won't. I would not take the bait. I'm not, because he would even ask rhetorical questions to. I'm the only one that could hear him. There was no one else around that, and so he's saying, "Oh, he should have blah blah blah." And yeah, man, I wish he would have. And like looking for a response from me. I wasn't taking the bait. I'm like, dude, I'm not here to watch the game with you. Like, we're not friends. I don't want to know you. I don't. And that's when it dawned on me, like, I don't want to watch with anyone. I want to go home and watch this by myself.
Technically, you invited that by going out to a public venue. I mean, that's high-fiving areas, that's.
And yeah. Speaking of high-fiving, I think, I don't know what inning it was, but Mikel Garcia got a stolen base. And I looked up. By this time, his two friends had come. So it wasn't as awkward anymore because he had two friends. But Mikel Garcia stole second, and I looked up, and that guy, he goes, and I wanted to can somebody get this guy out of here?
Were his friends there yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. If it was just still us two looking, and he did that, I would have got up and left. But
I would have meant something else if it was just him to you.
Meet me in the bathroom. No, just weird. He was one of those guys that just knows everything about everything and has a story about everything.
Where have I seen one of those before?
As I was saying that, I realized that sounds kind of like. Anyways, he was just a know-it-all. Like, dude, shut up. I heard him say, well, I don't know if he's talking about it. My dad played AAA baseball for the A's, and then I played Division I, and my brother, he was Division II. I'm like, dude, I'm just trying to watch this game, man. Will you shut up?
Well, Bob and I got high-fived at the last Mizzou game we went to.
We got what now?
Yeah.
High-fived.
Oh, yeah, we definitely got high-fived.
Is that what they call it now?
Yeah.
In the bathroom?
It's in public.
He didn't give us much of a choice.
What are you going to do when a guy turns around and, he's been drinking and he's got a drink in hand and he's putting it right in your face? I mean, what do you do? I guess you could leave him hanging, I guess, but then now you look like the asshole for, no, I'm not going to give you a high five. I'm deliberately.
Don't act like you're not used to getting it put in your face.
You sound like a gay.
I don't understand what you guys all have against high fives. I don't.
Boundaries. Boundaries.
There's a time and a place.
I invited you out, Rudy. I wanted to watch the game out in public. And maybe it's just reminiscent or nostalgic because when they were in the playoffs 10 years ago, I watched like all those games out because I could, because I didn't have kids and I had money I could spend, and so I was watching it with a tight group of friends, and we were those guys that were high-fiving and like, yeah. And I think what it is I could watch it at home, but There's something about playoff baseball too, because you hang on every pitch. Everything feels so dramatic. And if I get into it at home by myself, I feel dumber than if I were to go to a bar and let it out. And like, cause I know other people are also doing the same thing. It's like, just getting it out. Like, so like when there's a strikeout in a big situation, like be able to like, do something or, like, cause if I did that at home, I'd feel stupid. But
Yeah,
I did find myself.
Did I tell you guys that story of the 2015 World Series of Game 1 when Alex Gordon hit that home run to go into extras or whatever, and Emily was sitting right next to me. It was just us two at home, and I jumped and I hit her in the stomach. She was pregnant with Avery.
So that explains Avery.
So she was hit as a foul. Yeah.
I did. There were a lot of people clapping and doing that, and I don't clap. I'm very much like Dad. I'm just shut up. I'm watching the game, and I'll give maybe something like that. But what I started doing was pounding the table. I don't want to do it here because it might, but I would do that. Like
what to make noise?
For what purpose?
Yeah,
like it's third down. Let's go, guys.
No, not to make noise like third down, but like that's my clap. Instead of clapping, I was like,
yeah,
and then
I'll do that on my stool, like on my bar stool, like just like
give it a little
or if it's like a high leverage situation or whatever, or a count, deep count, and I'm just like waiting for that pitch. I want the pitch to come on. Like I'm tapping my, I get into it. I get my energy and everything gets up.
They can't hear you, right?
Yeah, I don't get. It's for me. Like it's for me to get it out and express and be happy and joyous.
Okay.
I focused on the guy that was looking at me at one point. He finally got the guy in the booth behind him. He got his attention, and then he started like leaning back to talk to him because I'm like, dude, I'm not talking to you, bro. I don't want to be. No. I literally had to. Kim was working. She got off school at 4:15, and I had to text her and say, "Hey, could you get here pretty quick? Because these people are freaking annoying."
You might come. Just state that she's a teacher, and that's why she got out of school, and you're not like hanging around schools,
like high schoolers.
Yeah,
I didn't even hear what I said exactly, but yes, she's a teacher.
Waited for her to get out of school.
She's down the street from the Johnnies. Oh, is that what I said? Waited for her to get out of school. Oh boy,
yeah.
Sounded a little pedophilic.
Okay, pedo. No, she worked down the street at a school, and so yeah. But anyways, turned out great. Win, victory.
So you never met had any formal discussions with that guy?
No,
that was staring into your eyes.
No. Once his buddies got there, it's like I wasn't even there.
You were off the hook at that point.
I love women.
Yeah. So and his buddies that came in, one of them was like a long hair, looked kind of like Carson Steele, had that long blonde flowing hair underneath the backwards Royals hat, and I thought, but no, those guys were actually pretty cool. One of them had a laptop, and they were normal.
You wanted to be friends with those guys?
Yeah, if they would have turned around, I'll be cool with them. But go ahead. What?
Speaking of Carson Steele, how about the shine coming off that whole deal?
Jesus.
Yikes.
Man, I could feel it from home watching. They fumbled, and then they don't look at him the rest of the game. They don't give him an opportunity.
Steele, for everybody who does not know, Chiefs rookie running back that everybody was so excited about and couldn't, wait to make the next, the next whatever person people go nerdy about, and then he fumbles. How many twice in the last 2 games? Is that what it is?
Twice in 2 games.
Yeah.
Is it 2 games?
Yeah, maybe. Twice in 2 games, and it's twice in the last 30 carries. I mean, it's
well, it'd be in the last 3 games, but he's fumbled once per game. Because it was the Bengals game, which was 2 weeks.
Yeah, he fumbled in game 2 and in game 4. But yeah, he's had 30 carries and he's fumbled twice, and that's not good enough. But
yeah, so
Kareem Hunt looked really good though. He looked, I mean, really, really good. I mean, he looked better than I think we all expected. Yeah.
So. Better than I'd expected somebody his age. I mean, maybe there was talk of him having a sports hernia issue last year, and that maybe that's cleared up now that he's had I don't know if he had surgery or what, but maybe he's healthy now, and could be why he wasn't doing too well the last couple of years.
I'm starting to think like Mahomes, all the magic Mahomes and all that silliness. Is it me, or is this year the Chiefs are more about the defense is winning it for them?
Just like
their
they were
defense
last year.
They were last year.
Yeah, I guess it was last year, but I think the fact that Mahomes has come out looking so crappy these first 4 games, it's highlighting that.
You
it's
wonder,
highlighting the defense.
Is he more clutch than he is just like good? Like,
Good.
I mean, he's good. He's great, obviously, but like, is he more clutch than anything? You know what I'm saying?
Know with the game on the line, if it's close, we're gonna win. And I
think it's maybe both in a way, because it's evolved over his career. Because the Mahomes of the first 2 or 3 years when he had Tyreek and he had when they had an offense that hummed, I used to have friends from that root for other teams that would say, "Man, I like watching this team cook," because they were just scoring 35. They don't do that anymore.
Right.
And so and that's what makes Mahomes so great, is that he's learned how to not do that, or not win solely on that.
He can win other ways, by throwing the ball underneath,
and throwing interceptions and getting people hurt, things like that.
We'll talk about that later. I think you just foreshadowed a major award.
It's a major award. Going back to the Royals real quick. I went ahead and because I got faith in my team, I purchased tickets for Royals Yankees. I went ahead and purchased my Royals Yankees tickets.
And then that's one.
And I got what? No, I sent an email and you guys all made fun of me. I believe your quote, Jamie, was, "I only go to World Series games." So that was.
I must have missed this email. Sorry.
Yeah.
It wasn't an email. It was a text.
Oh.
I sent it to you 3 and JJ.
I might have just overlooked it. I've had a lot of things going on.
Well, here's what's going on. I bought the 2 seats, and then I found out like a few hours later that I wasn't thinking.
Dibs.
What? Oh, dibs. Yeah. So my kid's mom messaged me and said, "Hey, I got to go out of town for work, and can you pick up Macy on this day? And she's got a cheer parent meeting that we have to be at, and can you get her to cheer?" And then I'm like, "Yeah, sure, no problem. Like anything with Macy, I'll do it, no problem." And after I bought the tickets, I'm like, what date did she say again? On the date of the tickets. So I called Manny and said, "Hey, I got tickets. One's either going to go to Manny." I was thinking him and Tomas, if Tomas wanted to go, but
probably.
And then Manny goes, "Well, it wouldn't be as fun without you." I think that was just to, he was blowing smoke. But I might go ahead and sell both of them. I don't know. But
I wonder if he's like me, where it's one of those things where it's like, "Well, I thought you were gonna drive, and I thought you were gonna maybe buy me a hot dog or whatever. So if you're not going and I'm on my own on all that, then maybe."
I got to spend my money, the money I'm using. Yeah,
I got to figure out how to get my own ass out there. That kind of thing.
That's the weird thing too, is though the game doesn't have a time yet. Nobody knows what time it's going to be.
Oh, right, yeah.
So I might have to call into work. I might be okay if it's at noon. Then I could probably go to the game and then get to work after. Who knows?
What day is it?
The tickets I bought were for Thursday the 10th, I believe. It would be game 4, if there's even a game 4, because then I started thinking like, what the Yankees or the Royals sweep in 3.
I see. I thought you would have. I thought you wouldn't make the Jamie mistake.
I was going to get, but see. So wait, the game's on Thursday. Wait. No, is that Monday? I don't know. I'm getting my dates mixed up, but I bought tickets for the second home game for the Royals. I don't know.
That's an if necessary.
But so I was thinking, when I realized all my plans that I had on that day, I was going to go buy 2 more tickets for the other day. But then I thought, no, let's stop. I also didn't buy parking because parking was $30. So I was going to have somebody drop me off or see if mom and dad would or something. I ain't paying $30 for parking.
Mom, Dad, I'm not taking either of you to the game, but would you mind dropping me off at the stadium?
Right. Or maybe like Parker can say she's an Uber driver and drop us off or something like that. I don't know, but
Yeah.
who knows? But anyways, I got my tickets, and game 1 goes to the Royals, so it looks like it's
Yeah,
closer to
I was.
reality.
It was very much like the movie Major League. So I was like, "Who are these guys?" I think I watched my second game of the year, second or third, and I was like,
Really?
"Yeah." One of you guys posted like the lineup on Facebook or the roster for the series, and I was like, what position does that guy play? Who he? I couldn't. No, I couldn't tell you their numbers, nothing. And so I
So
was
you
like,
weren't so you weren't shocked that Alec Marsh and Carlos Hernandez were left off the roster.
never met him. No.
Wouldn't
I
recognize
thought-
him if they came on the podcast right now.
I thought Alec Marsh could help out in the pen, but
I thought so too, but then they did mention on the radio that I guess he pitched Sunday.
Is he related to Hal Marsh, Rockhurst High School, class of '95? Shout out.
Rock State 95? Hal Marsh. So what's your thoughts on Yuri Gurriel? Are you a big fan?
Who's that directed to?
Probably
Jamie,
just the
one that
two of
doesn't-
you, because I have no idea.
No, I know who he is now.
Yeah.
Because I watched the game beginning to end. I think that's the first game I've seen beginning to end since probably the 2015 Game 5 World Series.
Wow.
I still didn't see the whole game start to finish.
And it was a short game too. I mean, it
It was.
over in like 2:20.
So my plan was to get there about 30 minutes early, watch the Tigers game, get my tacos in because they were $1.50 at Johnny's Taco
do that.
Tuesday. Got my tacos in. And then I thought, when Kim gets here, probably around the 5th or 6th inning, I'll order a tray of nachos, which I did, and that was a mistake. I could barely touch them, and so they're upstairs. But my question to you guys was, how do you reheat nachos? Would that be an air fryer situation or microwave?
I would think air fryer is your best bet.
Air fryer
think
would
so.
probably
It's gonna
work
do the
better, I would guess.
But there's
All you
black
do, just shove
beans
them in
and
your mouth,
cheese.
dude. Just shove them in your mouth. It gets all moist and
Eat it cold.
flimsy.
Hold on. That's
Well, I mean, put them in the microwave.
Yeah, well, that's
And then just shove them down your
disgusting.
hole.
I was looking for that's what she said, but I saw that one first. So, yeah, I don't like to shove anything moist in my mouth like right away without knowing what it is or where it came from or who it's attached to. I mean,
Anyway, all right.
Okay. So
Where's the cricket?
that has two meanings. That has two meanings.
Yes. It's
Yeah,
called
we
a
got- we have
double
Called a
entendre.
double entendre.
Nobody knows what that is, Bob. A double entendre.
Entendre the Giant.
Wait, I just thought he said it wrong. I thought he said it wrong.
No, I thought you were
Is that-
referring to the TV show, The League. That was the guy's name is Andre, and his name of his fantasy football team is the Double Entendre.
that's right. I do remember that.
I remember that now. I remember that now.
I don't think I ever finished. I never saw The League. I mean, I saw an episode or two.
Oh my God! Hey,
Oh man.
can we do recommendations right now because
No.
Go
it is
ahead.
one of the funniest shows ever. It's only
I've
like a
got-
couple seasons. I don't know where you can find it right now, but
I've got multiple seasons. I've got multiple seasons on, I believe, Blu-ray that haven't even been opened yet. So
I think one of those was a Christmas gift I got for you years back.
never opened it. But because everything's streaming, but I've got it. So if anybody,
got it. You've got it.
I've got to have at least seasons 1 and 2, I believe.
fantastic
Great
show,
show.
though. It's called The League. It's basically it's a horrible premise for a show. It's about their fantasy football league, but it is hilarious. It is not just about that, but I mean, I guess Bobby, you're the only one that hasn't seen it.
I mean,
the
I've seen an
backdrop.
episode or two, but I've not seen, the whole thing.
It's freaking hilarious. Yeah, great show.
It's great.
Anyway,
Rafi, one of the greatest American TV characters of all time. So
yeah.
that's where we get the wiping peanut butter out of a shag carpet. So
Was it?
check
from
it
that
out,
show?
Bob. Yeah, it was from that show.
Okay. Anyway,
So check it
we've
out,
gone
Bob.
off the rails.
We have.
So back to food. So you got tacos.
Of course.
See, I've gone to Johnny's several times in my life. It's been a while now. I've always gotten the same thing because I've never been disappointed with it, no matter which one I'm at. It's the buffalo and blue wrap. It's just like a buffalo chicken wrap, but
I don't like anything with blue cheese. I'm not a big blue cheese guy.
Okay.
Here's my thing. The places like Johnny's that they always have tacos and pizza along with their bar food. Have you ever tried? Like I've never tried their pizza, and I was nervous about trying their tacos. Their tacos were fine. It tasted like if I was having taco night. It tasted like white people taco night. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah.
TikTok. Yeah, it's just there's a TikTok and a song that goes with it. But yeah, white people taco night. Here's your shell and here's the meat, and it was fine. It took care of it for $1.50 a piece. I was in.
Yeah, Tanner's had a Taco Tuesday thing going on too, but I just didn't trust their tacos. I thought, but
speaking of tacos,
I did do quesadilla though. I was feeling Tex-Mex.
Okay. Speaking of tacos, Bobby and I we went out to dinner on Sunday after church with mom and dad, and we went to Saturday. Yeah, Saturday, and we went to Rudy's Nampa. Shout out. And so Emily didn't finish her food, and we put it in a to-go thing and brought it home. Well, apparently it never made it inside the house to the fridge. Somehow it got put on a rack. It got put on a rack in the garage. Well, most of it, there wasn't any I don't know. There wasn't any meat really in it. It was like tortillas and like some cheese and like it wasn't. So I deemed it safe.
Already justifying.
So wait, so this is how many hours was it in the garage?
Day and a half.
Okay, this is not this is bowling. There are rules.
Hey.
So
proceed.
So she's like, it's got to be thrown away. Sorry, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll take care of it. Well,
I'll throw it away.
I scooped it up in my arms, and like bodyguard style.
And say, "Don't worry, I'll take care of you."
Like the bodyguard,
you're safe with me now.
These injured nachos. Ugh.
What is it, Chunk at the end of Goonies? You're gonna come live with me now.
I'm gonna take care of you because I love you.
So I come out, come upstairs, put it on the island, and I kind of sort through it, and it had some of the I remember her telling me it had this verde salsa.
Oh, that's hot.
So freaking hot. And she's like, I couldn't even enjoy it because it was so hot. And I was like, yeah. Well, some of it was on the chips and tortilla and stuff that were in there, and so I'm eating it. I'm like, oh, okay, it's freaking hot. But I didn't think too much of it. I ate some of it and left the rest for the next day. Well, later that night, dude.
Go to the bathroom.
Oh my gosh. I don't like hot stuff, so I don't really experience it being just as hot coming in as it is going out, or vice versa. And of course, I'm not saying anything to Emily because she told me to throw it away. And so this reminds me of that story you told, Bob, where it's like I don't think you told it on air, but
it's just as hot coming out as it was going down. Yeah,
and you had to tell Anita that it was my fault. But so needless to say, I had a miserable night 2 nights ago, and I just had to tell Emily, I'm like, I'm gonna go downstairs and sleep with the dogs because they're being a little riled up, and so I went downstairs, and it
literally takes some time before you are back to normal, and your rear end starts to cool off a little bit. Yeah,
and we're sure this is solely the heat induced by the heat and not the.
There's no meat.
And gross.
I thought about that. There's no meat. Well,
but there was cheese, right? There was cheese. Cheese gets
stuff in there that needs to be refrigerated eventually.
Dairy needs to be refrigerated.
The green, but it's not like it was sitting out in the sun. See, I would argue it's not sitting in the sun. Yeah, it should have been in the freezer, but sitting in the sun is different. If it's sitting in the sun, then you probably want to avoid it. But
yeah, I made it through.
That green stuff is hot though.
Side note in relation to this, remember when we talked on a previous episode with Sharice Taylor when we all did that Hy-Vee commercial? Was it the Hy-Vee commercial? I don't know. Somehow Sharice was doing a commercial that had like T-bone steaks, big T-bone steaks. Was that our commercial that we were doing it with?
I don't think so.
I don't remember you mentioning something about steaks to the group. I feel like
she had some big, Omaha steaks. They wanted to do a commercial. So that was another one we were going to maybe do through Charisse.
Okay.
And anyways, she had these Omaha steaks. When I was on the plaza, she's like, hey, look, I've got these steaks. I'm not going to eat them. Do you want them? They're big, thick T-bone steaks. Come get them. She didn't live far off the plaza. So I ran to her house, got the steaks, and realized about 2-3 days later that they were in my back seat. I never took them out and put them in the fridge. But I couldn't throw them away. And so I thought, let me just freeze them real good. Like that's going to do anything.
Yeah.
Let me refreeze them and then we'll check later. And they stayed in there for months in my freezer. It wasn't, I think, until I moved out of the plaza where I'm like, all right, let me peek into these. And I couldn't even tell you what color they were. It was a color that I've never seen before. It was so gross. I didn't even want to give them to my dog.
And then cook them immediately. Then you're good. No?
I think I assume that's what you would have done. I didn't even give them to Lilo. I threw them in the trash, man.
What?
They were massive steaks too. Big old steaks. And I just
see, I would have probably just thrown them in the backyard, be like, look, some deer is going to come along and, you're welcome.
It was, yeah. But then it could also be rats and whatever.
Possums and,
that too, yeah.
It was almost like a kid had died when I found him the next day in my back seat and I opened him. I was crushed for like 2 days. Like it really, it was embarrassing how sad I was. Yeah, I was hurt
to the core. Yeah,
I couldn't stop thinking about it for days.
I get that way when I leave my leftovers. When I box them up and prepare them to come home with me, and then I leave them at the restaurant. Then I'm sad. And it's like leaving Joe Dirt.
The worst is when you're on like vacation or on the road and you leave them in a hotel.
I did that.
Yeah.
So we were traveling somewhere. I don't remember where it was, but it was me and Nita and Tomas, and we were in a hotel room. And I had been putting stuff in the refrigerator, but then here we were the night before we were supposed to head back, and I think we were flying. I don't even remember where we were, but it's basically eat it or throw it out. So there I am when everybody's asleep, and I'm warming up salmon or some fishy thing, and I made that hotel room stink because there I am eating it. I'd rather eat it than throw it away, and knowing that we were leaving in the morning. I mean, those are my two choices. Eat it at night while everybody's already asleep, or throw it out.
You mentioned, it being in a hotel and traveling or whatever. Well, we take frozen Red Baron mini personal pizzas because that's all, the girls will eat. So we take those with us in a cooler. Well, the ice had melted, and these are all packaged in their own individual, plastic wrapper or whatever. Well, apparently they're not sealed very well because the ice melted and they all got soaked with water. And so all these pepperoni pizzas are just like
soaking
wet. Here I'm like, I got them on the counter of the sink in the bathroom. I'm trying to
blow dryer. It's blow dryer. Clear. Don't give up on me.
Don't die on me. Oh my god!
Finally, I'm not throwing you away.
I had to throw away about it was about 6 pizzas, and I had to take them out to the trash can in the hallway because I couldn't be in the same room with them.
And you laid them to rest. Wow. Yeah. I was leaving work yesterday, and Monday's like my it's like my Friday, and I kept telling myself I took some leftovers so I could eat at work, and for one reason or another I didn't eat them. And so I kept telling myself the whole afternoon, don't forget to grab food out of the fridge. Don't forget to grab the food out of the fridge. I forgot the food out of the fridge. I was literally on the street already heading home, and I was thinking like I couldn't get to sleep. Like I'm like, it might be there. It might be there on Friday, but do I trust it? Like Ford's a disgusting place. Like everything there's dirty. The people there are dirty. The environment, everything is dirty. And so do I trust it? It's just in a pizza box. It's a calzone from Buffalo State Pizza down in the Crossroads. Delicious. And I don't know if I can trust it, man. It might still be there, but I don't know.
While we're on this
I don't know if I can
topic,
trust you.
Yeah, while we're on this topic, I mean, a couple of things. Number one, whenever I put my yogurt in the fridge and I don't eat it at work, I have to literally remind myself by saying over and over, pick up, get the yogurt, get the yogurt, get the yogurt, get the yogurt. And if somebody comes and talks to me, they'll get me off track and I'll forget the yogurt. But I most of the time I remember it. But this reminds me of a time when I was in college and I worked in a law firm in their file room. And I remember there were people that I literally remember seeing notes in the refrigerator of, something to the effect of, well, thanks to whoever ate my sandwich yesterday. That was my only lunch. And, thanks to you, I went without lunch. And I was like, dang, that's harsh. I mean, I had nothing to do with it. I'm just sitting there watching this drama unfold, just through these sticky notes. It's just kind of interesting. It's like, wow, somebody had the nerve to go into a refrigerator, pull something out that they knew wasn't theirs and just eat it. And from what I later heard, it was probably the attorneys, because the attorneys there just kind of felt like everything that was in there, it just kind of belonged to them.
Can they just buy their own? I mean,
I never understood that. I never understood.
Isn't there a Chris Farley bit where he's like the bus driver and he's eating all the kids' lunches or something?
That's on Billy Madison.
Okay, yeah.
I never understood that.
Avery, I sent her with a banana for lunch one day, and it was right before Christmas break. Well, she left her lunchbox at school, so it was there the entire Christmas break, and she had to come back after the New Year and get a old nasty banana.
Yeah, that's pretty gross. Good times.
Here we are, almost 40 minutes in, and we haven't even talked about any of the passings that have occurred this week.
Real quick on that, on the subject we were just talking about, I was going to say I had same thing happen, or a similar thing happened to me on Saturday, where I was hoping one of you guys would save some food for me, in the sense that what happened was we were on the road and we ordered Taco Bell, and the Taco Bell app, really frustrates me because it does not change to wherever you are, like automatically. It just keeps wherever you ordered last in. So numerous times I've ordered Taco Bell at the wrong place, and it doesn't like let you cancel it right away. Like I had to after the fact try to contact them about it. But all I knew was I got to order a food like for 4 people here that's just sitting in Kansas City when we were on the road. And it's like, I texted the group. I said, anybody want some free food? Just go save it. It's just sitting there waiting.
It didn't. Was it at the Taco Bell? Was it at the Taco Bell right by my house? Like the one walking distance?
No, it's actually a little further north on North Oak on the other side of 152.
Oh, okay.
But not far. Like
right.
Yeah, it's a good 15 minutes for me.
I remember getting your text, and I'm like, yeah, I'm mowing the yard. That's not going to happen for me. But you know what you should have done is when you got back in town, even if it was a day later, been like, hey, where's my order? Go into the restaurant and be like, I ordered. I can show you where I ordered, but I don't. It's not here.
I've just started using those apps because of our episode a couple episodes ago.
The
I
rewards.
don't know what I've been doing, man. Every place has one.
Yeah.
Although Jersey Mike's doesn't have an app, but if you go to their website, I've got points. Like couldn't find an app. I didn't find one. I have to go to the website.
I've only been to Jersey Mike's honestly once, and I really liked it. I need to go more, but I think I downloaded their app. I'll look later, but
yeah. But anyway, I got a lot of McDonald's points. I don't go to McDonald's without getting a free fry every time I go. Like,
yeah, why would you ever pay for
I can tell.
Whataburger from time to time, since I don't go there often enough, they will lure me back with, hey, we loaded a free sandwich into your
yeah. They're thirsty. They always just give me a free thing just to come back. We missed you.
That's crazy. But there's so much free food out there to be had. I gotta get it all, man.
It's all out there for the taking.
It is.
There is an app. There it is.
A Jersey Mike's app?
It's a Jersey.
Damn it. Okay. Well, I've got an account there and I've got points, but I did go once and I forgot to open my app and get points. And now, again, that's something that just sticks with me for a day or two.
That crushes me. Now, that crushes me. I will tell my son, I'll tell whomever, look, whenever you go to Chick-fil-A, you get that receipt so I can get my points. And they're like, I'm not getting a receipt.
I was gonna say
hell he
Whataburger's good about doing it. You can do it after the fact. You can scan the receipt, or you can just go to their site and put it in later.
Oh shit! I got a bunch of Whataburger.
The better
receipts.
places will let you do that, but you've got to do it within like a week or
there might be a time.
Okay. I went and spent like $250,000 at Freddy's the other day because I took Manny, Parker, and Macy out, plus myself. And Macy's kids meal, I forgot she doesn't like cheese. She doesn't like pickles. So I went and bought her just a hamburger, no cheese, no pickles. And he's like, "Do you not want the meal?" And I'm like, "No, just the burger." But the burger by itself was just as expensive as the meal. Like, you might as well throw the fries and the drink in there. Like, it's the same price basically. But anyways, I had spent a ton of money, and Parker, she saw in there where if you download the app, you get a free shake or something. She's like, "Oh, I'll download the app." And then she came in and scanned it and took all the points. I don't have a Freddy's app. So I guess better her than nobody, but
yeah,
she took all my points. Took all my Freddy points.
I don't care about Freddy's because I don't go there often enough.
Freddy's is good. You got to get the right Freddy's, but
those little tiny fries.
No, get some fry sauce and some seasoning on there, man.
The fry sauce is good. I get that at the store by itself. It's good.
Yep, I got some in my fridge right now. I think it expired like back in March, but I had some the other day. It's still good. So
just send it on over to Jamie.
Yeah,
the milk in the fridge right now is 2 days expired. Nobody said anything so far, so I'm gonna keep giving it to him.
He lives like this on a regular basis.
2 days.
You're gonna keep giving it to your kids now. If you drank it, that'd be one thing, but you're gonna keep giving it to your kids.
If it still smells okay, if it smells okay and it tastes okay, I think it's fine.
So there was one time Macy, she was, I think it was cereal or was it a glass of milk? I don't know, but she's like, "Dad, this doesn't taste right." Blah blah blah. I'm like, "Give it to me. Let me see." I think it was cereal, and I took and I'm like, my eyes got real big. I'm like, "Yeah, that's no good. That's no good." But it wasn't even expired. I think it was just a bad batch of milk. Like the expiration date was still fine, but it was gross. And I opened the lid and I'm like, "Oh yeah." So I had to dump it. But now,
are you Napoleon Dynamite testing the milk?
Yeah. Well, after that bite, it was disgusting. I had I only buy half gallons, but anyway. But now anytime she gets milk, "Dad, something doesn't taste right." And then I taste something, like, "Oh, it's fine. You're just being a baby now. It's perfectly fine. Good to go." But that one experience now, she tiptoes towards any milk related products. So yeah.
All right.
See, and we thought we had nothing to talk about. All we had to do was get on food, and there we go.
And I know there was something that I was going to say like 5 minutes ago, and then we just kept moving past it. I'm like, I don't know what that was now, but
leftovers.
Yeah. Let's get to these pictures.
Oh yeah.
That we downloaded. So they're not all downloaded for now. Let me just start by saying my family made our annual trip to the pumpkin patch this weekend, and just brought some pictures to show. Yeah, we wanted to get in early. Miranda's big on the mums. This place is out in Lexington.
Is it because she's a mum?
Good one.
We need a waka drop. So people on Spotify, you're not going to be able to see these, but this is my little grandbaby Sunny. So precious. Look at her.
What's wrong with that pumpkin in front of her?
It looks like Rocky Dennis.
Did you guys go to the poor people pumpkin patch or what? Like what?
I think so. These pictures aren't that good. I got to get the shadow off of these people, off of Rylan in the back there, but that's my whole family.
These people.
These people.
Miranda wearing a hat. That's amateur.
Bucket hat, man. She kept that sun off of her forehead.
That sun off your face.
I mean, no, it's smart, but not for the picture. You can't see her face. You can't see her eyes or her face in any of the pictures.
I think at this point we had gotten so hot, and I go and it's like Macy's like, "Are we going to get a pumpkin?" I'm like, "No, no, we're not buying. We can get those at Price Chopper."
Exactly.
So, and she's like, she's like, "Why did we come to the pumpkin patch?" Then I'm like, "You're going to walk and step on those vines and have them cut your ankles." And no, it's hot. No, I'll get one at Price Chopper.
Why do you go to a pumpkin patch? I mean, it's basically just for pictures, right?
For pictures, for pumpkin donuts. I've got a
yeah.
dozen. I've got a dozen pumpkin donuts on my oven. They'll tell you why I go.
That's
They're
really
delicious.
the only reason.
Yeah,
you drove to Lexington, which is like what, an hour and a half away?
No, dude. From Mom's house, I got there in like the mobile. My phone said like 40 minutes, but it was. I got there in like 30. It was fine. But pumpkin donuts. There's goats. There's little things where the kids can play in corn, I guess.
Corn maze.
Corn pit.
No, corn pit. More of a corn pit. Then they had the bounce thing, like the launching pad they can jump on. I have some videos that I was going to share, but Parker was working on an excavator in a little sand pit where the kids are supposed to play. Parker's 21. Quit acting stupid, Parker. Then Manny got on too. But yeah, just a lot of photo ops. There was a corn maze, but by then it was, dare I say, sweltering. Like it was hot.
And if you go back to that picture, your daughter is wearing a jacket.
Yeah, I don't understand them. In the morning it was cool, but this was after. This was late.
So we noticed that when your whole family came back, because it was a pretty warm day to be out of the pumpkin patch, and then we were all laughing that Parker like was wearing a sweater and Manny had like big pants on. Like it's like they're not really dressed to be outside in 80-degree weather. Now I know it's probably cold in the morning, but
and we wanted to get out there early. We got out there at like 11, but yeah, Manny had long sleeves.
It's upper 70s. Getting
I almost went in jeans. Like when I looked at my app, it said it was gonna be like 60 something in the morning. Like up until like 1 o'clock, it was gonna get into the low 70s, and then it would hit the 80s later. And I thought, oh, we'll be home by then.
So
thank God
I will say we were on our way home and we had talked about, because we're gonna go to the pumpkin patch too. We got like discounted tickets to go to the one in Kearney, the Fun Farm pumpkin patch.
Oh, I've been to that one.
We go to that one every year, and we like that one.
It's expensive if you don't have those discounted tickets, though.
Right. So we got discounted tickets. We just haven't decided when we're going to go. We're going to go when it gets a little cooler. And so anyway, we were in the car and we were leaving, and we said that. We talked to Vanessa like, oh, yeah, Macy went to the pumpkin patch. We're going to go when it gets a little cooler. And she said, yeah, Macy said it was terrible. Just like very nonchalantly, we were in the question. Yeah, Macy said it was terrible.
Did you say this before? Because I want to say either I heard somebody say Macy said it was terrible, but I want to say it was Avery. Like she might have
said it was.
She might have told Avery.
Yeah, she might have told all the kids probably.
Terrible. Probably because at the very end I went
to a pumpkin patch and my dad didn't let me buy a pumpkin.
Yeah.
Finally, at the end, I'm like, all right, you want a damn pumpkin? She picked out one of the little ones. It was like $2. Let's go. Now, I didn't even get to say bye to Miranda and James and their bunch, Rylan, because they were packed up. It was hot. They were ready to go, but Macy wanted this pumpkin. And then I don't know.
It was a small pumpkin, like
yes.
In your hand, and you had to buy it.
Yeah.
You had to buy it.
I had to buy it. Last year, though, we did the same thing and they just gave it to me. They're like, just take it.
Yeah. When we were at Worlds of Fun a couple weeks ago for Ryland's party over in the Camp Snoopy area, they had like a little craft area, and they just were giving out pumpkins. They had like a bunch of little pumpkins for the kids.
Oh, really?
Giving them out. Yep.
Yeah. I think she wanted to. But honestly, you get out there in where the actual pumpkin patch is. We walked by it because we did the corn maze, but it wasn't fully grown yet, and we literally just walked in a circle. And Macy's like, this isn't the end. This is the entrance where we came in. Like, almost like, you're not fooling me. I know. But I'm like, no, Macy, this is it. We're out. That was easy. They didn't do a very good job, but it wasn't. But it was just hot. I mean, even if I found a pumpkin I really liked, I'm not carrying that thing. They have those like two-wheelers. Yeah, like a wheelbarrow, but we didn't bring one down, so I ain't carrying this thing back up. No. And I'm not coming back down to get it. So, no, pumpkins are stupid. I'm going to put it out there, and if we carve it, all the squirrels are going to eat it. And if we don't carve it, I mean, I guess we could paint it, but...
What's the problem? Yeah. Well, never mind. Answer my own question. Sorry.
Yeah. No, so pumpkin patch, it's more... We went too early because it was too warm out. But like when it's nice and cold, you get a little apple cider. At this one in Lexington, they had some delicious apple cider slushies. They were amazing. And mac and cheese, hot dogs. I got an apple butter burger.
Sounds good.
I like apple butter.
So when I got it, it wasn't real impressive. I looked at it, I'm like, really? This is what it is? And it was just, bun, hamburger. The cheese wasn't melted. It was like, it reminded me of on Big Top. No one's going to get this, but on Big Top Pee-wee, when he went to get a cheese sandwich from the store and they just literally put like a dry piece of cheese on and then he chopped it in half. But it's just a dry piece of cheese sitting on a hamburger. I'm like, what is? But then I took the bun off and it's apple butter all over the top. Oh, it was freaking delicious. It was really good.
Sounds good.
It's really, really good. So, it was a good time, man. They also got football on the TV. I was watching the Buccaneers Eagles game in there. So, yeah, it was a good time.
Nice.
But we did go a little early. It's more about the feels, nice and cold. Because last year we went and it started raining on us, so that wasn't a great time either. But it was colder last time. I found the pictures here.
It has been unseasonably warm. I was out at my nephew BJ Johnsher, who plays for Bishop Miege and their JV football team. And they played out at Rockers yesterday, and that was a 4:00 game, and it was hot, so hot. And here we are, pretty much end of September, and it was hot. But
what is BJ now? Is he a freshman, sophomore?
He's a sophomore.
He's a sophomore. Okay,
sophomore playing JV.
And what about the Bear?
BJ and the Bear? I don't know where the Bear was. The Bear was not to be found. Maybe BJ is the Bear, but.
That's a concept I can't get enough of. A man and his monkey.
Everything you're doing is bad.
That was kind of the thing in the 70s between BJ and the Bear and Any Which Way But Loose.
That was a great movie.
Another example.
We derailed you, Bobby. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. So then after the football game out at Rockhurst, we went over to go see Alicia play T-ball.
Oh,
cooler there. I think you've got some photos.
It was nice.
Show us. That was a 6:15 game, so it was much cooler there. In fact, it was, dare I say, chilly at the game last night.
Hey,
her dad needs to show her how to hold a bat, though. That's kind of.
It's not a guitar. It's not a guitar, Alicia.
Guitar, baby, not a guitar.
That's all right. She's I need to take her to the cages. I'm like, you're not going to embarrass me anymore, kid. Let's go. Let's get this done.
It looks like she's rowing a boat.
There were several of us out there, though. That's the whole fam. In fact, some of your group was out there, Rudy,
nice.
Miranda, and James, and Rylan, and
we had a good turnout.
Nice.
Shout out to the Exceptionals Baseball League, or I think you call it the Softball League, whatever.
The Exceptionals.
The Exceptionals. Yes,
that sounds like a
league.
That sounds like the knockoff Incredibles you find in Times Square. The Exceptionals.
When Parker was young and she played softball, it was like some church league or something. It was softball, and the girls got to name their own teams. Parker's team was called the Lorax.
Okay.
Their jerseys were orange. So I guess that movie had just come out around that time. So
wow.
Did you hear that?
The Lorax.
I would have loved if they would have had like Danny DeVito pictures of Danny DeVito on their jerseys.
That would have been good.
He voiced the character.
Did that was Alicia's last game?
It was her last game of the fall. Yeah, she plays in the spring, summer as well. But this is just laid back. It was like 4 games just during the month of September, and one of them was rained out anyway. So yeah.
What I got a kick out of was some of the kids that are in wheelchairs that want to get out of the wheelchair, so they need somebody to get them out of the wheelchair, and they want to slide.
Yeah.
So there were several of them that got laid out on the dirt headfirst, a la Ricky Henderson. And they are covered in dirt, and then somebody picks them back up and puts them back in their chair.
A la Charlie Hustle.
That's what I was thinking.
Very timely. Very timely. Now, people actually they have like what's the word? Not sponsors, but
Volunteers.
volunteers that are out there that they'll have a volunteer for Alicia and they'll wheel her around the bases and stuff like that. But this kid, and it's kids of all ages, not even kids. Like some of them are like older because I think what they said was that it was originally supposed to be up until 18, but they didn't have the heart to tell a lot of these kids with disabilities that they couldn't play anymore. But yeah, so they'll have a volunteer that pulled, I think last night, 2 different kids. They pulled them out of their chair and laid them on the floor, on the ground in the dirt.
Slide. One girl, one gal wanted to slide on her bottom, so she was. They put her out on the ground and she slid into home plate. And I'm like, man, she's gonna be covered in dirt.
Where is this league? Is this Liberty, Lee Summit? Where is it at?
Blue Springs Independence over Hidden Valley, off 70 and whatever it's called, 291-ish.
291.
Yeah.
Although to a player, it seemed like almost every one of them threw the bat after they hit the ball. Yeah. It's like hit the ball goes off the tee, and now I got to fling this bat, and I'm like, man, somebody's gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
So first thing you got to learn. Good
time. Alicia got excited when she saw that we were bringing the snacks, so she had incentive to go to her game.
Yeah, that's what from what Emily puts out there on Facebook. It sounds like that's her favorite part is the snacks.
Yes,
yeah,
and Avery's as well.
What'd you say?
I said, and Avery's as well. She mooches off the snacks.
I was getting ready to say that your grandkids, Rudy, they weaseled their way onto the team.
I was literally about to ask, what about Rylan and Sonny? Because they look like there's some snack snatchers.
Sonny and Rylan, they each got some snacks. They got a Capri Sun and they got an Oreo cookie. Rylan, however, he somehow managed to get himself a Lamar's donut as well.
There were Lamar's donuts.
Yeah, he didn't even play.
Yeah,
Lamar Latrell.
I told James, I told Miranda, I said that guy's going to be a salesman, man. He was able to work his way in there and get himself a Lamar's donut.
He probably went up to him and said, "Hey, can I get a donut?" And when they told him no, he goes, "Aw," and then they get. And that always works on me. He does that all the time. Aw, okay, fine, whatever you want. So
I've got to know the notoriously cheap Jamie. What does he bring? What does he provide for team snacks?
Name brand snacks.
That was because Emily got those. She went to Target and got the name brand stuff. Me, on the other hand, would get the generic juice from Aldi and the generic Rice Krispie treats. Yeah.
How embarrassing!
What?
Tasty? You mean Tasty Rice?
Tasty Rice? Yeah, something like that. Is that what they're called at Aldi?
No, I don't know.
No, they're called rice squares or something like that. Probably.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's what I normally get. That's what I would get for like
gooey
softball teams.
Gooey rice squares. That's what you get.
Something like that. Hey, I had no problem with that. It's all good.
This was all name brand stuff, so I knew that Emily had picked it out.
Yeah. Well, Rudy mentioned Charlie Hustle, Mr. Pete Rose. Maybe they should transition to.
Yes, there was a lot of death, guys. A lot of death.
Just in the last couple days.
Should I?
Chris Christopherson, the best known for his role in Big Top Pee Wee.
I've never seen.
Okay, Steve.
Here's the thing. I have not seen Big Top Pee Wee.
Oh, what?
Good movie.
Adventure.
That literally, I didn't know Chris Christopherson was a singer until my old. I thought he was the star of Big Top Pee Wee, co-star, I guess, alongside Mr. Herman.
He was also in Blade, in the Blade movies, I believe.
He was. I don't remember. I saw the first Blade, but I think I fell asleep during it. I should rewatch those. But
I think, did he not do one of the iterations of A Star Is Born? Maybe the Barbra Streisand one?
The original, I think, maybe.
Well, the original is like Judy Garland, I think, back in the 40s. But I think he did the
first remake
in the 70s. Yeah.
Never seen any of them except the one with Lady Gaga. So, but yeah, so we got Chris Christopherson. Then we got what's Taggart's name? Do you know Taggart from Beverly Hills Cop?
John Ashton.
John Ashton.
John Ashton, rest in peace. Taggart.
Shocked.
Was he in anything else, or do we only know him as Taggart?
I
know he's in a bunch of stuff, but I mean, like in our little world.
I don't know him from anything other than being Taggart and Rosewood.
Just curious. Yeah.
We still got Rosewood, so let's cherish him.
He's got one of those. Taggart just has one of those character actory faces. So I don't know if I've seen him a million times or in just that movie.
Very true. Who else? Dikembe Mutombo.
Yeah.
No, not today.
I had the message.
Play the commercial. His commercial.
I was just gonna say that we have a good clip of the week, I think, already coming, but that would have been a good one too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I watched that commercial. It was a State Farm. No, it was what was it? Was it State Farm?
Geico.
Geico.
It wasn't Geico, was it? Oh, maybe it was.
Well, Geico's the one that has the sense of humor.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was Geico. But I did when the day he died. On Twitter. I'm on Twitter all the time, and there was a great clip about. I don't know who these people were. Two people were interviewing another person about Dikembe Mutombo, about how great of a person he was. But there was a story that came out, and they wanted to ask this. I guess it was a teammate of his, how true it was. But that Dikembe Mutombo would walk into the club and say in that gravelly voice of his, "Who wants to sex Mutombo?"
Oh, yes,
hilarious!
I've heard the story.
Hilarious. And the teammate kept laughing, and he's like, "I'm not going to confirm or deny." And he's like, "But the way his reaction, you could tell that's absolutely what happened."
I will send.
He goes. The line worked. The line worked too. Like
I'll send you the bit, but there's a comedian who talks about that, and just
really?
I remember the punchline was just like he tells that story, and then he's just like, "Which that's shocking behavior. Like men, shouldn't blah blah blah." It's like, but at the same time, way to ask for consent, Dikembe.
Yeah, exactly. Who wants to sex Mutombo?
Way to be.
God, great guy. Rest in peace. He was one of the Twin Towers from Georgetown.
You gonna talk about your shoes, your Mutombo?
My shoes, yeah. So back in the day, I don't know. I really liked. I think so. I loved.
I think the shoe thing was becoming more of a thing. You had your Jordans out, and then other players were branching out with their shoes. And
so for the longest time, it was just Jordans.
Well, and then Converse had all those guys that Magic, Bird, right. They were all Converse.
The Converse weapon, that's the shoe that make Magic do what he was born to do. That made
rhymes do with do.
Yes, it was a weird commercial. I could do the whole rap song that they did, but
please, I want
Converse weapons.
It may be so, but that's not all to make Isaiah play like he's 10 feet tall.
10 feet tall. For the kind of shoes that never fail, the weapon's a choice of Kevin McHale.
All right. Let's move on.
Anyway, Dikembe Mutombo. I was a big fan from when he was at Georgetown with Alonzo Mourning, the Twin Towers. Gets to the NBA, and he came out with his own shoe. And God, I do have I deleted it, I think. Ugliest. Mom would call him Mutumba Umbas because she didn't know how to say Dikembe Mutombo. But I had to have these shoes, and I believe they were difficult to find, honestly.
Were they Reebok?
Adidas.
Brand?
They were Adidas.
I think they're Pro Wings. Where they have the Pro Wings?
Here they are. I found it. It's in my deleted folder, but let's take a look at these, Spotify. Look how ugly these things were.
Mutumba Umbas.
I had to have them. And like I said, I think Mom had to go to some lengths to get them for me. And then when I had them in my possession and I realized how ugly they were, I was like, I'm not wearing these things. These things look ridiculous. I'm never wearing them again. Until I became a freshman, and one of the guys in my freshman class, he was wearing the Mutombos, but he had the white ones, white and blue. I think it was just my color scheme that I didn't like, these black and white ones. So I wore them a little more, but they didn't get much wear out of them. So Mom would give me crap because much like the Chris Sabo glasses we talked about and a lot of the things that
she went to great lengths to get them for you, and then you didn't even wear your Mutombo.
No, and then I didn't wear my Mutombo Umba. So rest in peace, Mutombo Umba.
I think he was only 58.
Yes, that's terrible. It's sad. Yeah, brain cancer. So
John Ashton,
and I believe
Christopherson, Dikembe Mutombo,
Right.
James Evans Jr. or James Evans Sr.
John Amos. Yeah.
John Amos.
Former played for the Kansas City Chiefs for
not to be mixed up with John Stamos.
This is John Amos. Yeah, not John
or famous Amos.
Those are cookies.
The cookies. Famous Amos. Yeah, John
Stamos.
Yeah, we
John Amos.
From
from Good Times.
What was what was his name?
James Evans.
James Evans. That's right. Yeah, sorry.
That's what I just said.
He's
right.
Yeah, Jameson. He was
but
probably
also, Cleo McDowell.
Of course, Cleo McDowell. Yes. He also didn't he play football for the Chiefs?
He said that 25 seconds ago.
Okay, well,
I feel like we're not listening to each other at all on the last.
We're not because Bobby just repeated what Jamie said.
Yeah.
But,
he does some narration for some of the Chief stuff, doesn't he?
Did
so,
yes.
I don't think he's doing it anymore.
I hate to ruin the magic here, but did we not have the Good Times clip up and ready? Or
Bobby, that was on you.
No.
I'm supposed to be playing this.
Yes, you're the one that had it before. Damn. Oh, that was you.
That was me.
Yeah,
yeah.
Every time we said John Amos's name.
You guys keep talking. I'll find it. Go.
Oh,
well, I'm ready to move on to the next person. Although John Amos,
actually, anytime you bring up a new person that died, that's when you should play it.
That's true.
Damn.
I remember as a kid we watched so much Good Times, but I thought, dang, now he is a mean dad. Like John Amos was mean to JJ. I don't know. And Michael, he just give him that look.
Well, that was the first show that I remember us watching that was a comedy. And so you're laughing. And then this was the first time obviously they wrote him off the show, but they killed off his character. So you see Florida Evans very emotional. And I'm like, wait a minute, this show's supposed to be funny. Why
I shouldn't. Why do I feel this way? Why do I have a lump in my throat? I'm just a kid.
I feel bad.
I just want to see Dynamite. That's what I came to see.
That's Norman Lear for you.
She just.
Hold on, let me do it better.
Yeah, that was terrible, Jamie.
Damn. So
Lord of heavens.
So I go on Twitter earlier today and I see that damn is a trending topic. And I'm like, what's going on here? That's the only thing I know that from is from Good Times.
Terrible.
And sure enough, John Amos.
Rest in peace, Cleo McDowell. And then Pete Rose, guys.
Pete Rose. Charlie Hustle.
So here's the big question, I think. He was serving a lifetime ban from baseball and from the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Are we done? Are we out of that window now?
He should be.
He served his lifetime ban.
He should be in the next induction.
But quite honestly, they did him a disservice. He should have been in before then because look, gambling now, especially online gambling, is like legal in 20 states.
I'd have to disagree. This is a different situation. He was managing a team that he bet on, so
he was managing. The Hall of Fame is for his play on the field, though. Right?
He's still probably likely.
They're Hall of Fame managers too. But.
You go through all the people in the Hall of Fame. I'm sure you're going to be able to find a few character flaws in quite a few of them. So, come on. I mean,
I don't know. I think it was a little much, but I think he should be in the Hall of Fame the next this coming year. I mean, lifetime ban is over.
He agreed to the ban too, though. That's part of it. Is he agreed to it. So
okay.
One of my favorites, real quick. While we're on the topic, I don't know if you guys remember this. It's been several years now.
Better as far as what's more conducive to pitching, but I don't think this is an issue. But we saw it with Kershaw. They're going to go to the bullpen. What? Talk to me. What happened?
Just leaning in while you're talking.
Oh, it's just not again.
Yeah, it's just doing this thing.
Sorry.
What the hell?
That's pretty good.
He was new to TV at the time, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He didn't do a lot of those shows.
My favorite though was, on what was it, like This Week in Baseball? Or I mean, there's that clip of him, just flying around the base paths, and he went airborne when he would do his headfirst slide. So
yeah, didn't he injure somebody in the All-Star game in a home plate collision?
Ray Fosse, I
Ray
think.
Fosse. I have that.
Ended his career.
Did it end his career?
I believe it ended his career in the All-Star game.
You got it?
Queued up. Go ahead.
Hold on.
I thought you said you had it.
Real quick, while buying some time, two people I wanted to add to your list that I'm sure are on there. Maggie Smith, the actress. So she was she's on her more recently Downton Abbey fame and Harry Potter franchise, and I've just known her as a actress, as a celebrity, but I've never watched any of her stuff. And then I realized now that she died and they were doing all these tributes, what I remember her from growing up was she's one of the nuns in Sister Act. But anyway,
so she died recently.
Yeah, she was she was pretty old, in her 90s, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But huge stage career, and she's been around forever. So she died. Just mention her, and then guy that you guys probably wouldn't know because it's from the Broadway world, but a guy named Gavin Creel, who just he was like 48, just passed away yesterday, and I still haven't even read to see what it was. I didn't think he was sick or anything, but super talented, great voice. But yeah, also passed away this week. So
I actually heard about that one.
Yeah,
friend of mine posted about it. She's on Broadway, and
super talented guy, man. It's a bummer.
All right,
let her roll.
So,
go play.
Break that up, but here's the clip we were talking about.
In the bottom of the 12th, when Charlie Hustle rounded third, looking to score on a Jim Hickman single. And suddenly, Ray Fosse was all that stood between Rose and a National League win. The collision left Fosse with a separated shoulder, and Rose unapologetic about his effort to win.
I did start to slide, but he left me no recourse because there was no place to slide, and there's no sense in ever sliding into a bag if you can't get the bag.
Was Pete Rose's collision with Ray Fosse?
Blocking the plate, man.
We don't know if he ended his career, though. Somebody should let us know.
Yeah. I thought I saw that.
I think he kept playing, but I don't think he was like, I think he was significantly less.
Hey, I'm going to throw one more person on the deaths this week. Nobody will know him, but Frank Fritz. If you guys are American Pickers, you guys, anybody watch American Pickers? No? No. Well, one of the main guys there that picks, he died unexpectedly. Well, I think they said he had a stroke a couple years ago, and so he's probably been fighting some health stuff. But I watched a lot of American Pickers in Mom and Dad's basement for a good year or two. So came to know.
And you know what? Not a celebrity, but we had a death in Kaylee's family, her grandfather, and just kind of throwing that out there, just because we did all the funeral stuff this past weekend, and these small town people, like, it's interesting because like he was a farmer, didn't see a lot of people every day, like, and most people in his family where he would say, he didn't like that many people, he didn't have a lot of friends, he didn't whatever, he was whatever. But we go to this visitation on Thursday night, I think it was huge. Like, the line was constantly out the door. Like, everybody in these small towns, they just go to everybody's funerals, and it's kind of nice in a way, because I'm like, I know he didn't have these are not his friends, but it's nice that all these people showed up.
Was there food like at a Mexican funeral?
There was food after the cemetery. It wasn't the best food. I forgot who like the ladies were that put it on, but it was fine.
Wow,
they weren't like they weren't like the Guadalupanas, were they?
Exactly.
Way to put them on blast for being terrible cookers. Wow.
Yeah.
I gotta say,
did you just call them cookers?
Cookers, I did.
Cookers.
Yeah.
Cookers, please.
Not bad. I gotta say, is there anything more awkward than a receiving line at a funeral?
Because I'm really happy to get this food, but I'm supposed to be somber. But I'm so excited to fill my belly.
A buffet at a strip club?
That might be worse.
Food in the food.
Have you ever had a steak? Have you ever had a steak at a strip club?
I've never
Anybody?
eaten at a strip club.
Yeah, me neither. I was just checking to see if you guys had that.
Sure.
I find
Me neither.
I
Me
find
neither.
that'll turn me into George Costanza. You got to keep those two worlds separate, I think.
Your food and your strip club?
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
I will say one real quick story from the funeral though. When we were out at the cemetery, it was pouring rain on Friday out in Southern Illinois, and so I just remember thinking like, this is going to be awful for the time that we're out here, but it will be funny. Like we will think about this for a while, because as soon as we got out of the car, it's pouring rain, and umbrella just immediately just goes inside out, and you know how when you're at the burial site at the plot, they have like the little awning or little tent area. This one felt a little bigger for some reason. I don't know. Maybe I never really paid that close attention, I guess. But essentially, it was like two tents or two things kind of butted up against each other. And I was underneath, and I was right where they meet. So there was water like dripping right in front of me the whole time. And I kind of had my umbrella up a little bit in case it starts dripping down, like, like to kind of catch it. But I don't want to be holding an umbrella in front of everybody at this funeral, because now they can't see what's happening in front of me. But I'm just trying to save them anytime the water comes by. One big gust of wind came, and not only did all this water start pouring in, but I put my umbrella up, and it took my umbrella with it. So all this water just dumped right on my like knees down. I was just soaked, like as if I just stepped in a pool. And it was kind of hilarious to everyone who was around, and nobody wants to laugh in the middle of their last prayers over their patriarch. But it was pretty rough.
Yeah,
it was cold and wet.
You guys feel free to laugh if you guys are still around when I die. There's no point in being.
Absolutely will.
Here's what you need to do:
play some of these clips.
I won't be in the receiving line. That's for sure.
Here's what you need to do, though. Like, nobody ever wants to do planning stuff for their funerals or whatnot, but write your own obituary and pick some pictures that you want, like goofy pictures that you want used.
Right.
That's how you can ensure that it is fun.
Maybe we should make that our homework assignment. Each of us has to go back and write our own obituary.
That's a little morbid.
Or maybe to be funnier, we should write an obituary for someone else on this call.
Oh,
that's not bad. That's not bad.
We'll think about it, but it sounds like work. And
sounds like work. Nobody wants to do this.
We do very little, as you can see, we do very little prep for this show.
When we came down here at 9:30,
we had nothing, and here we are an hour and 20 minutes later.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I didn't watch anything this week. Did anybody else watch anything?
Well, we got the league as a recommendation.
Yeah, we got the league. So yeah, we'll just go with that. Other than that, we got a clip, but I want to. There's a movie out right now that I want to go see. It's called "Am I Racist?" I hear it's hilarious, but
my friends that we're watching the game with that we're talking about, they just saw that.
Yeah, it was playing tonight at 7:00, cool. And I was gonna run out and see it, but I thought, I'll just stay.
Yeah,
home. It's cool. Easier to just stay home, but yeah,
and that makes me think of the song from Avenue Q. Everyone's a little bit racist.
Everyone's a little bit racist for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Good song. Have you seen Beetlejuice yet?
I have.
How was that?
I enjoyed it. I don't kind of like with the other sequels. I think it gave me what I wanted. It gave me my main characters. Yeah. They did bring back they talked about the dad. What's his name? He used to diddle kids. Ferris Bueller principal.
Mr. Rooney.
Mr. Rooney. Yeah, I thought because of his past, they would just leave him out. But they had a story, and they even had a resemblance of him because he was the dad in Beetlejuice.
Right.
And so they kind of explained where he was and what happened to him, and so he was part of it. So it was good. It was good. They brought back the characters, and I enjoyed it.
I appreciate that they came up with something for that.
They didn't just
instead of just like we all know what happened.
Yeah, wink, wink. He's a creep. No, they they even had like a little claymation of him type thing. Not to spoiler alert. I don't know, but it was cool, and it actually looked like him. So yeah,
cool,
fun. So I did see that.
Awesome.
But,
all right.
We have an award to give out this week. Quit acting stupid. Award.
Yeah, I almost forgot.
Yeah.
Coach Andy Reid for his comment. I don't have the comment, the quote.
I wanted to give it to Andy Reid. You guys were more on the Patrick Mahomes. Oh, did I ruin that? Sorry.
Well, no,
Yeah.
we maybe didn't land on one. I liked the idea of Patrick Mahomes personally, but the quote that if you are going to pull it up, that was pretty.
We'll give it to Coach Reed and to Patrick Mahomes. We're going to give it to Patrick Mahomes for taking out his teammate Rasheed Rice, costing us our star receiver for maybe the rest of the season. Way to go! And it was all because you threw an interception.
Yeah. So
that's one, and the other was for.
The quote from Andy Reid is quote, "Sky's a good football player. He's given us some good downs. He's had the one drop yesterday on third down that he knows he has to make, but he's given us some good downs over these 4 games. We're okay there." What game is he watching, fellas?
Coach. No. Quit acting stupid.
Terrible.
Did you
quit
hear,
acting stupid, Coach?
I can't remember who it was. I think maybe Harold Kuntz from one of the local sports reporters talked about how he was in the press box when Sky Moore dropped his one and only target of the season. And he just said, there was just a big thud from behind in the press box.
I saw that. That's funny.
So
hey,
so it's just like if that tells you where they are. Yeah.
Just a reminder, he was picked. The Chiefs could have picked DK Metcalf, and they also could have picked George Pickens. So
DK Metcalf was a beast on Monday Night Football. I don't know if you guys were watching that, but although did he fumble?
And the story's still being written about Worthy, but like it's clear that they have a type because they always go after these, the McCole Hardman, Sky Moore, instead of going for like the big, tall DK Metcalfs and T. Higgins and all those kind of guys.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, I know we don't need to do a sound or anything. Rudy's runs, we haven't done it in a while. I got 3 things in my phone that I wanted to bring up. Probably too late. I don't know if you guys even want to talk about it. Matthew Saluka, the quarterback for UNLV, that just basically quit on his team. Well, okay, that you guys won't care about this, but Caitlin Clark's out of the playoffs. Anybody watching WNBA anymore? And then just heard yesterday, or maybe it was 2 days ago, the All-Star uniforms are going back.
Saw that.
They're going back to the original home and aways of the teams instead of the uniform.
I don't think we should let them off the hook like that. I mean, I think whoever made the decision to go away from that and make them these awful looking uniforms, I think they need to be drawn and quartered for how stupid of a decision it was.
Tar and feathered. Let's bring them out into the courtyard. And
as far as the UNLV quarterback, basically, long story short, he quit on his team because he says he was promised $100,000 and he didn't get in writing, and so they weren't gonna blah 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 whatever. But it struck me as like it's like young people want to, first thing they do is run right to Twitter. Beep, boop, boop. He did something bad to me. Boo, boo. And I'm going to post about it. Oh my God, I can't stand people like that. Just like, instead of being like, hey, look, you promised me this, I may have to quit, or I may have to step back if you don't, and then like kind of strong arm him. Use your, that's your like, what's the word? That's your leverage right there is, look, we're having the best season we've had like in our program's history. I'm the quarterback, strong arm him if you need to. Don't be a little, a Sally and run to Twitter and me.
So did you hear? Was that his first maneuver like that? He went to Twitter first.
I assume so. I mean, he went from 0 to I quit and this is final. Like, I mean, I imagine. I don't like. Again, not everybody knows the whole story, but except for,
I quit.
People.
I quit.
Yeah.
I quit.
So yeah, no, it's just it's stupid. I mean, what do you? Yeah. Anyway,
he's gonna have a hard time finding another team because if he's quit once, I mean, who
Mizzou should take him. Mizzou should take him. He's better than Brady Cook. Mizzou should take him.
Not, but
he is.
Disagree, but there's some intangibles there as far as if you're getting in the foxhole with somebody, you want to know that they're going to be there and they're not going to quit on you at the first sign of adversity. So
I think a conversation maybe for another episode is what you guys think about all the NIL stuff, because it seemed like years ago when there was nothing, the players were being taken advantage of or they were being exploited or whatever. And I'm glad they have something.
Bobby. Sorry, that was a mistake.
I think
I was going for this. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Whatever. But it's better now. It's better than when they had nothing in place. But now there's just so many. I don't know. It just changed the whole landscape of things. And it's too much of a business. And not that I don't want to sound stupid here because I know this is very naive, but it's one of the reasons why I've never been a big fan of college sports is because I'm like, aren't they supposed to be students? Like they're just supposed to be playing. They happen to play for the school because they go to the school, right? But then, and it's been like that forever. That they just go to wherever people recruit just so that they can get the players at their school. But you know what I mean? Like it's not about education or anything anymore. It's just about who's paying me more. It
hasn't been about education for a while now. But
I get that. I know it sounds naive.
Before the players had no leverage. Now it's swung the entire other direction, and now they have all the leverage. So yeah, there needs to be some happy medium in between there.
Yeah.
It's just, to me, it's like, I mean, most people didn't care about you before. Like it's not what is it? It's not an airport. No need to announce your departure. Just go, I mean, was anybody dying to know what the quarterback at UNLV was going to, that he,
yeah.
No, I mean, people think that they are so, and that leads me into the, what is it? The, birth announcements, the gender reveal. People think that their stuff is so important that people want to hear. So I better get it out there on Twitter because people want to know about me. No, people don't care about you.
I tweet.
Anyway. Sorry, I'm getting off. I'll get off my soapbox.
Much shorter.
You could trouble me for a warm glass of shut the hell up.
Nice. All right, let's do the clip of the week and let's get out of here.
Land this plane.
Yep, here we go. Clip of the week, guys. Rest in peace, John Amos.
Are you comfortable, Miss? I'm not sure what to call you. My name's Cleo.
It is very nice to meet you, Cleo. My name is Aeolion.
Aeolion. Aeolion. Lisa, where you going? I want you to meet the Queen.
Alien.
And again, a line that has gotten a lot of run in our house for many years is alien.
And as was mentioned in the last episode, I think that was Simba's mother. Simba's mother's voice. Sarabi. Yeah. Anyway.
Nice. And you know what? We talked last week about maybe doing an episode where we focus on one movie. I think everything lately has been pushing us to do Coming to America. It's come up a lot lately.
And again, going back to the last show, I did find the book that says Jamie is a fart in it. Mouse Tales. So I actually laid eyes on it, and I meant to bring it down here earlier, or maybe I'll take a picture of it and you could use it for the social media.
There you go. Yes, Jamie is a fart.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right, guys.
Fun, considering we had no content. We got an hour and a half out of it. So
I was falling asleep when we started. Now I'm kind of wired. So.
All right. Well, we appreciate you joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow us. Do all that fun stuff. But for my brothers Jamie, Rudy, and Andy, until next time, go Royals and quit acting stupid.
Not to get into too much troubles, okay?